Alright guys, welcome to me taking my own political ideology quiz. It's 155 questions. I literally put in as many political contentions and debates and splits and schisms and opinions as I could think of that you could possibly have opinions on. And I'm gonna demonstrate it. I'm going to put the link in the description as well. And yeah, so here we go. Obviously, I am an anarcho-communist, but we're also going to vibe out to Bernie. Wow.
Mr. President,
you take my quiz.
This is not a good idea. This is a very dangerous step forward for those of us who believe in
I think I'm gonna sneeze
security.
in a second.
But this is
Hold
not just
on.
Bernie Sanders saying this. Mr. President, one of the more effective, I think, important senior groups in America is called the National Committee to Preserve Social Security.
Order is more important than peace.
They have,
strongly disagree. Peace is way more important to me than fucking order. Fuck order. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. No. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth makes the whole world blind and toothless. Government intervention in the economy is okay. I strongly agree with this. Government intervention in the economy is necessary. Social hierarchies are natural. Strongly disagree.
This is what they say. This comes from now Barbara
It's a Jordan Peterson kind of idea that you can justify all of our systems of hierarchies and things, but with nature, they're natural. That humans do this is natural, but obviously the Marxist position on that is that we have a choice, and these are just bad choices. It is better to arrest someone potentially dangerous preventatively rather than taking the risk of having them committing a crime. No. Authoritarian idea. All human motivation is inherently selfish at its core. Strongly disagree. Pedophiles and other such criminals have no place in society and are better off executed. No. Every single time I debate the death penalty, I win.
That Social Security is life and death for tens of millions of Americans today.
Universal health care should be implemented and guaranteed by the government. Indeed. And the funny part about that part of our sort of like socialist economic agenda is that you can actually get right-wingers to agree with you with that type of stuff. They're kind of... Shut up, Mom. They're kind of...
It has taken millions and millions
economically more left, I feel. Like, just Americans are economically more left than they would believe themselves to be, or they would label themselves to be.
Maintain their dignity. Widows and orphans are also getting help. For 75 years, it has worked well. It has a $2.6 trillion surplus today, and it can pay out benefits.
Church and state should be separate, yeah. Secularism is good. Even hard sciences are inevitably influenced by the society that conducts them. True. You can't... Society influences all. You can't have unbiased anything. There is no pure anything. Like, what point to a pure thing? There's not like a platonic form of like things, like you know, like there's no universally imposed ideal. Civil rights is a worthwhile pursuit, obviously. A large military budget is desirable. No. However, I have heard more recently, that like, just cutting the military budget, like just cutting it, just cut it up, just take from it, like that approach is not good. So I think what we should do is, instead of doing that, just tax the fuck out of the businesses in the military industrial complex.
With corporate America already sitting on close to $2 trillion.
Now, from each according to his ability to each according to his need. Yes. Obviously, my ideal society kind of functions with that as part of its goal. It's motivating idea. Straight pride is a legitimate logical concept. No, straight people are the norm. In our society, straight people are already in the position of implied pride. Gay pride is not about literally being prideful of the fact that you're gay. It's about showing who you are in the face of a society that doesn't accept you and that you're not the norm in. And society accepts straightness and actively encourages it. Powerful nations are justified in colonizing and invading less powerful nations by their power itself. No. There is no divine right of kings.
But, you don't have to be a civil engineer
or conquerors or manifest destiny.
And in my state and all over this country,
I don't want to manifest destiny. That would be hard. That would be bad. Direct democracy has significant advantages to representative democracy on many issues. True. Obviously, as an ANCOM, I believe this. You can have a government, just not a state. True, yes. Exactly. Precisely. Of course you can. Because a state implies a monopoly on violence and other things as well. In neoliberal democracy, voting is a useless and futile effort. No, we can't. Like I was saying earlier about the 3 prongs, we cannot be these black-pilled, jaded, anti-electoralism fucking leftists. We can't do it. We can't do it. We have to do the 3 prongs. Electoralism, discourse, and direct action. All 3 of them. Sex outside marriage is immoral. No, sex cannot be immoral unless it's rape. And some would say that rape cannot even be sex because it's more of a violent act of sexual assault than it is a sexual act. Marijuana should be federally legal, both recreationally and medically. True. Morality is entirely subjective. True. There's no arbiter. I'm a moral nihilist. The death penalty should be abolished, yes. The state should not have the power to kill people. That should not be a thing. There shouldn't be an organized body, collective, that has the power to murder. If it deems so. Universal basic income is a good idea. I'm gonna say soft agree here because certain UBI is not a good idea. Like Andrew Yang's freedom dividend is not a good idea. Because it didn't stack on to the existing social safety net, as pathetic as it is in this country. A wall should be built to protect our borders. No. The Trump supporter question. Tradition should not be questioned. No, you should question all things. There's no such thing as a good or bad person. True. I've made videos about this. I think. Kind of. I've touched on it in the past. As Tesla. Democratic control of industry would help solve many societal problems. Yes. Democratize the workplace. Worker co-op, good. Pleasure is the highest good. I'm gonna say somewhat agree with this. I somewhat am a hedonist, so.
Let me tell you something as a former mayor. Infrastructure does not get better if you ignore it. You could turn your back if you're a mayor or governor.
The international community should respect the results of democratic elections, regardless of the voters.
At some point, they're going to have to be
or the victors, not regardless of the voters.
We may as well do that.
In favor of the voters, obviously. Yes. The rich are taxed too much. No, the rich are taxed too little. Poor people being uneducated on finance should be treated as their own individual fault rather than the fault of the system. This was the first Vosh versus Destiny argument. I'm gonna strongly disagree with this and side with Vosh
Point I
there.
want to make in opposition to this agreement
U.S. imperialism
is
drives
that,
instability in the Middle
what we
East.
have heard
True.
from the president and
There's a
others
reason
is
why
that,
they
look,
say death
this
to
is a
America is
tough
because we
democracy.
killed their
You can't get
family.
everything you want.
Economic rights are
You can't
human
get everything
rights.
you
True.
want. Yeah, that's true. But one of the
Bernie just said
examples
that's
of
true.
compromise
All
is,
cops
an
are
extension of
bastards.
unemployment
True.
benefits
But what that means
to
is,
veterans.
and I'm gonna do a video about this.
very, very clear. In
It
the
doesn't
midst
mean
of
like
a serious
individually
major
everyone who is a
recession,
cop is a bad person. That's not what that is saying. It's saying
millions
the
of
institution
fellow
of police,
Americans are not
as it
only
is
out of work,
manifested in our
also
society
on their own,
currently,
but they
is
have been out of
bad.
work for a
That's what
very,
it
very
means. It's a
long
systemic
time.
statement.
It would be, in my view,
Why would you
immoral
think that people who
to
believe
turn
that problems are
our backs
systemic
on
and not
all of those
individual would
groups
make
out there?
individual statements?
Unemployment
God is
benefits
not
are
real.
going to be running out soon, and it is
Agree.
imperative
Murderers
that
should be
we
executed. No.
extend
No one should be executed.
unemployment benefits for the
Political
2 million
parties
workers
are more
who lose them.
powerful and more important than
But here's the
unions
point
and
that I
other
wanna make, Mr.
organizations.
President. Some people say that this is a
The
compromise.
party
Well, the
versus
Republicans
union
gave on
question.
unemployment, President gave on extending tax breaks to the rich, etc., etc. But here's the point: I don't believe, honestly, that the Republican support now.
See, I'm not like a
extending unemployment
vanguardist
really
ML,
constitutes
so
much of a
I'm gonna
compromise.
somewhat disagree with this.
Because the truth
Marriage is
of the
between
matter is
a man and a
that for
woman,
the
no.
past 40 years,
Climate change is possibly the greatest threat
under
to
both
humanity
Democratic
today.
and Republican
Yeah,
administrations,
obviously.
under
Gender is
the
a
leadership of the
societal
Senate and the
construct,
House,
obviously.
Democrats or
U.S.
Republicans,
imperialism is a
it
great
has
threat
been
to democracy in South and
bipartisan
Central America,
policy
obviously.
that
Objective
whenever the
morality does not
unemployment rate
exist,
has
obviously.
been above
This is so based.
7.2%, unemployment insurance
Tough
has
love and
always
harsh
been
justice are
extended.
positive for society. No, I strongly
So what
disagree
you
with
have
that.
had is
I'm a
long-standing
rehabilitator instead of a punitive
bipartisan policy.
justice
That's
type.
what we have always done.
The wage
That is
labor
what we
system
should be
should
doing in the
ultimately be
future. I
abolished.
do not regard
Yes.
that Republicans
Wage
now
labor
support
is
what their
wage
party has
slavery.
always supported.
Read
Extending
Marx.
unemployment benefits when unemployment becomes very high. I don't see that as
And
a
then read
compromise, as a
Kropotkin.
compromise. I see that as what has been going on in this country and in the Senate for 4 decades. Now, Mr.
There are
President,
significant and
I've
effectual
talked about
racial
the negative
differences
aspects
in IQ.
of
No,
this
that's the
proposal.
race realist question.
but I am going to be the first
Stop
to
and
admit that, of
frisk
course,
and
there are
other
positive
punitive justice measures
and
are
good
good
agreements,
policy.
in
No,
this.
who are you, Mike Bloomberg?
And what are
The
they?
U.S. military
What are some
serves
of
its
the
country and
positive
protects its people.
aspects
No,
of
that
this
is not
agreement?
what the military is currently being used for.
Number one, I
Not
believe
being
very
heterosexual
strongly,
is
and I know
not
the President
natural.
does, that it is absolutely imperative that we extend middle
Strongly
class
disagree.
tax
I don't know why.
cuts
I just
for
had to think about the wording of
98%
that one for a second.
of the American people. I don't think there's been any debate.
Because I'm kind of on the whole, like, sexuality
When
as a construct
median
train.
family income has gone down
The economy would be better off without
by
regulation.
over $2,000
Disagree.
during the Bush years.
Open borders are
When
ultimately
millions of our
desirable,
people today
true,
are working long
because
hours
my
for no wage,
ultimate
when people can't
desirable
afford to send
ideal
their kids
society
to
is
college or take care of
um,
childcare. I think it makes absolute sense. I don't think
a
anyone
world with
doubts
no
that. It's
nation
absolutely
states, so
imperative
obviously there's no
that we
borders.
extend middle class tax cuts, and that's what this provision does, and that's the right thing. Furthermore, in this agreement, we have an extension of the earned income tax
One
credit
becomes
for
rather than is born a
Americans,
woman,
and the
yes.
child and college
And I'm
tax
trying.
credits are also
Some people are
one
meant
of
to
these
be in
agreements
charge, while others are meant to be
is very, very
commanded.
important.
No.
These programs
Political violence
will
is
keep
never
millions of
acceptable.
Americans from slipping out of the middle class and into
Disagree.
poverty, and they will allow
Violence is
millions of
inherent to
Americans
politics. I want to make a
send
video
their
about that
kids
too.
to college. So I'm not
Monarchy
here to say
is
that
not a
there's
bad
not
system.
anything of value in this agreement between the
Disagree.
President and Republicans.
Communism does not
We have got
work,
to
and this
fight
has
to
been
make sure
proven.
that all
No,
those
communism has
programs
never been
remain in
achieved.
the final
Protectionism
package,
is
when
necessary.
it is passed, when the final
Yes.
package is passed.
Agree.
But when we look at the overall
Different
agreement,
types of people should
we
keep
must
to their
put
own
it in a
kind.
broader context,
Disagree.
and that is what will
Apartheid
the
justification.
passage of this
No cultures
legislation
are
mean
objectively or
for the
naturally
future
more
of our
savage
country?
than
And in that
others.
area, if you look at it in that context, I think the evidence is pretty
Agree,
strong.
because yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
So it's not
the
objective or
agreement, not
natural.
something
Yeah.
that should be
That's
passed.
insane. That's
President, passage of
you
this
realize if you really
agreement
think
mean
about that, like
that
that's
we would
insane.
continue
That's
the Bush
insanely
policy
right wing. Like that's
of
an
trickle-down
insanely culturally
economics
right wing thing to
for at
believe.
least 2 more years.
Constitutional representative
And that
democracy is an ideal
not
system
a
for a
good
nation.
thing to do.
No,
Because I
it's
think
not
as
the end
most
of history.
Americans know, that
Free
philosophy,
trade
that
deals are
economic
beneficial.
approach simply did
Eh.
not work. The evidence is quite
Differences between men and
overwhelming.
women are entirely
Because once
natural.
The median family
Strongly
income
disagree.
during Bush's
War
8 years
is
goes
rarely
down by $2,200.
justifiable.
When we end
True.
up losing
The minimum
over
wage should be a living
600,000
wage.
private sector
True.
jobs,
The government
and
should not
all
be
of
able
the
to
job
enforce
growth was
vaccinations.
in the federal
Disagree.
sector. I don't see how
Taxation is
anybody
theft.
would want to continue that philosophy. But that, in essence,
Disagree.
is what will happen
Dictatorship
if
is a
this
favorable path
agreement,
towards a
is,
powerful country.
passed.
No.
Now, I want to
Trans
say
women
another-
are women. True.
another point here
The population should be kept
about what
unconditionally
happens
patriotic.
if-
No. That's how you
I'm
get
doing my best
stupid
to prevent
Americans.
this from happening.
That's how you get stupid America. That's how
But
you get
what
where
would
we
happen
live.
if this agreement would pass? Does anybody seriously believe that our Republican colleagues
What
would
happens
then
in the
say,
bedroom
"Oh,
is
okay, well,
is
we
no
want an
business
extension
of the state or any
tax
other
breaks
authority.
for the very richest
True.
people.
The freer the
Lowered
market, the freer the
tax
people.
rate on the
No,
estate
that's
tax
literally
that
like a
pays for millionaires and billionaires, and we're gonna go home now.
oxymoronical
We're not gonna
statement.
continue the fight.
Social
I don't think so.
cohesion is
I don't
important,
think so
even
at
at the
all. We're already
expense of
hearing,
individuality.
Soundings
No,
about
why would I
where
believe
our
that? Like
Republican friends
that's so
want to go.
that statement was so
The
antithetical
president
to
put
my
together what I thought was
whole
a very
being. What's good for corporations is good for civilization. No.
I thought the
Traditional
results on
family
it were
values
not
should be
reflective
retained.
of the
Fuck
American
it,
people.
no.
I thought
A
there was
woman's
very
place is in the
much
home. No,
big
dude, so
business,
unbased.
corporate,
Anti-Semitism is a problem on the far left. Who are you,
the
Barry
initiatives that
Weiss,
came
dude?
out
No.
of that commission,
That's like the
which fortunately
Zionist
did not
question.
get the 14 votes they needed,
A
suggest to
stateless,
me
classless, casteless
that those of
society
us
is
who
the
are
ideal for
concerned
which we should
about
strive.
protecting the needs
True.
of the middle class
That's
and working
literally
families,
my own quote
we are
in the
going to have
test.
to be pushing back pretty
The logic of
hard
the market
for
should be
what's coming
trusted to
down
solve
the
problems,
pipe.
even social problems.
I
No,
think
that's
that what we will
neoliberalism.
be seeing is that if this proposal
That's
negotiated between the
neoliberalism.
president and the Republicans
A
is
strong
passed,
social safety net
what
with
you will be
robust
seeing
social
within a
welfare
few
programs
months
is desirable,
folks
yes.
coming here on the floor
As a
of the Senate, and this is
transitionary
what they'll
stage.
say. They'll say, you know what? Deficit is high, national debt
Many,
is
if
too
not
high,
all, industries
and
should
yes,
be nationalized.
Oh yes, we drove
Government
the
run.
national debt
True,
up by giving
sure.
tax breaks to billionaires,
Many,
but
if not
that's
all,
the way it
social
goes.
programs should be
But we're gonna have to deal
privatized.
with that national debt.
No, that's
And
how
then the
they
Republicans will tell us we
deteriorate
have a
and
great way
die.
to deal with it.
That's how Republicans
We're
kill
giving
poor
tax
people
breaks to
to save the
billionaires.
economy.
But now what we're going to have
Government
to do
surveillance
is
to
start
protect us from
making big
terrorism
cuts
is
in
necessary
Social
and
Security,
acceptable.
that deficit reduction commission
No.
started paving the way for that.
Many, if not
Very
all, drugs should be
substantial
legalized
cuts
/
in
decriminalized.
Social
Yes.
Security. Maybe we'll have to raise the retirement age.
The people are
Social
too
Security
stupid to know what's
to
best for them.
69 or 70.
Disagree.
Maybe we'll have to make
Although,
cuts in
both
Medicare.
tankies and
Maybe
ANCAPs
we'll have to make
agree
cuts
with
in
each other
Medicaid.
on
I think
that.
we're beginning
It's kind
to
of
see
weird how
in the
lib-right and
state of
off-left
Arizona
agree on that.
what
The
goes
people
on
are
when you
dumb
make
and can't make their own
deep cuts in
decisions.
Arizona, in Medicaid. In Arizona right now, there are people who
Israel's
are dying
actions against Palestinians
who
are
need
justified.
transplants, who will die if they don't get transplants. And in
No.
Arizona, as a result of
The Zionist question
legislation
part
that they
2.
passed
Abortion
there,
should be
they're
prohibited in
saying
all
to people,
cases.
young people, sorry, we can't afford
No,
to give you the
dude.
transplant.
Government
and
bureaucracies
you're
are
gonna
the
have to
most
die.
preferable governing
Is that what
body.
we're looking forward to seeing all
No.
over America? I certainly
Although Nick says, and
We'll do everything I
anarcho-communism
can
would inevitably
to prevent
lead
that.
to bureaucracy,
We're certainly going to see
I'm
attacks on
not in
environmental
favor
protection, on
of
education.
funding bureaucracy.
Some of us believe
All humans
that
are
if this
entitled to
country is
well-being.
going to prosper,
Yes, Kropotkin,
succeed in
yes.
the global
Based.
economy, we gotta have the
Based
best educational
Kropotkin.
system in the world, from childcare through college. Right now, it is extremely difficult for middle-class families to send their kids to college. Does anyone have any doubt whatsoever that our Republican friends are not going to come back here and say, we can't afford to raise Pell Grants as we have in recent years. We can't afford to support working families who are having their kids
so
in childcare.
pretty,
Cut,
alright.
cut. That isn't fairness to them. They've been pretty honest about it.
A strong
So I
leader
would
is
suggest,
necessary to keep the
Mr.
population in
President,
line and
that if
protect
their
us.
argument is
No.
that we have a high deficit,
When in
a high
fear,
national
people
debt,
elect monsters to protect them.
that if we pass this
Religion
agreement,
should be
when
involved
the
in
national debt
education.
goes higher,
No.
it only gives them
Trust me, I know
more
how that
impetus
turns
to
out.
go forward to cut
I was in
programs
Catholic school
that
when I was
benefit
little.
working families.
The white race is
and the middle
deliberately
class.
being replaced.
And let me also say that
Western culture
there's no
is
doubt
superior
in
and
my
under
mind
threat by cultural
what
Marxism.
many of
No.
not all, but many of my
And then just
Republican
ask you that
colleagues
question
wanna do.
again? I think I need to edit this
And that
quiz a
is,
little.
they want to move this country back into
Gay
the
marriage should be
1920s,
illegal. No.
when essentially we had
This,
an economic
there's no,
and political system
alright.
which was
Universal
controlled
programs are better than
by big money
means-tested
interests.
ones. Yes.
Where
For
working
many
people in
reasons
the
that I
middle
can't get
class
into right now off the top of my head,
had no programs
but
to sustain them when things got
humanity
bad,
should
when they got
progress
old, when they got
progress
sick.
behind capitalism.
When
Beyond
labor unions
capitalism, not
were very
behind.
hard
What? Humanity
come
should
by
progress
because of anti-worker
beyond capitalism.
legislation.
Strongly
That's what they
agree.
want. They
There
don't
are
believe
significant
in things
differences
like the
between the
Environmental
races,
Protection
and race
Agency.
is an objective
They don't
fact of
believe
humanity.
in things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, federal aid for education.
No.
And that is the
Women
fight
are
that we will
submissive
be
and men
waging.
are
And I think to
dominant.
surrender
No.
on this issue,
Pornography
simply
should
to
be
say
illegal.
that we're going to be waging
Strongly
fight
disagree,
after
although my
fight,
mom apparently
starting within a
believes
couple
that.
of months.
The nuclear family is an ideal societal unit.
Mr.
Strongly
President,
disagree. Lack of
President
civility
Obama
in the
has said
discourse is a major issue of our
that he
time.
fought
No,
as hard as
that's
he
not.
could
That's what centrists think. It's
against
like,
the
oh,
Republican
it's
tax base
unironically like
for
no one's
welfare
civil
and
anymore.
for
It's
an
like,
extension in unemployment.
yeah,
Well,
politics
maybe,
is inherently violent,
but
like
the
I said.
reality
Like,
is that fight
no one
will
ever
not
was
simply be
civil.
waged
Like, it's just you.
inside
It's always been just
the
you in the center.
What our job
With your
is to
civility
appeal to the
politics.
vast majority of
The American dream
people to stand
is an
up
antiquated lie. Yes,
and
I
to
literally
say, wait a
wrote
minute,
this on something
I don't
for
wanna see our
school.
national debt explode.
The
I
employer-employee
don't wanna see
relationship
our kids
is
and
inherently
grandchildren pay
exploitative,
higher
and
taxes
another
in
arbitrary
order to give
dynamic
tax
of power
breaks
that should be
to millionaires
replaced.
and
Yes.
billionaires.
Based
The vast
shit.
majority of the
Minority
American people
representation.
do not
Example, the
support
first black
that
slash gay slash woman president
agreement in
is one of the
terms
most
of giving
important
tax
and
breaks
effective
to the very
ways
rich.
to
And
fix
our job
society.
is to rally those
No, only neoliberals
And I
believe
would like
this.
very much to see
Neoliberal
the
culture
American
is
people saying
atomizing
to
and
our
alienating
Republican
humanity
colleagues,
from each other.
Democratic colleagues, excuse me,
Uh,
don't force
yeah.
white folks to have a lower
I talk about
standard
this
of
all the
living
time.
in order to give tax breaks to the richest
Again,
people
just
in
me
this
putting a
country.
quote of mine into the
And what the
quiz.
president and all of us should be doing is
Modernity
going
is
out
decadent
saying to
and
those people,
degenerate. We should
call up
return to a pre-modern
the
age.
members of the Senate,
No.
call up the members
We should
of
get
the House
more
and say,
decadent and
"Excuse
degenerate
me, how
and
about
destroy
representing the middle
traditionalism.
class and working
Race
families
is a social
for a change
construct.
rather than the wealthiest
True.
people in
Competition
this
always
country?"
produces the just
That's
victor.
what democracy about. This fight
No.
is not going to be won
Because to
inside
believe
the
that
right
means
here
that the
in a
the
Senate
process of
debate.
competition
It's gonna be
itself is
won
what
when the
justifies
American
it,
people
and
stand up and
they
say,
are
"Wait a
justified in
second.
their power and their victory, which is
We
just
cannot
bullshit. But
continue to give
like that's
tax
such a
breaks to
that's
people who are
fascism.
doing
But
phenomenally well right
what
now.
was the other one? Oh yeah, it's
We
it's
can't
rich
give
how
tax breaks to
fucking
the
like
rich when we already have the most
I go into
unequal
this Discord
distribution of income of any major country
debate
on earth.
chat
Top
to debate
1%
about
earns 23% of
fucking
all income in America, more than the
race,
bottom 50%.
number one,
They
and gender,
don't
number two,
need
being
more
social
tax
constructs,
breaks to be paid for
and they
by our
only
kids
focused
and
on the
our
gender part.
grandchildren. In my
Really.
view, Mr. President, vast
Ma-
majority
but
of people are
I will
behind us
acknowledge
on
I had
this
my
issue.
own part in
But
that.
they have got to make
Human
their
nature has both a
voices heard
competitive and fundamentally
to their
cooperative
senators,
side.
to their congressmen.
Yes.
And when they do,
Again,
I
if you
believe
read
we can come
Kropotkin, you figure this out.
forward with an agreement
Education should be
which
free
protects the
and
middle
public
class
on
and
all
working
levels.
families,
Yes,
not as
based.
a boondoggle
Strong borders
of
are
the
necessary
wealthiest
for the
people
preservation of the
in this
nation
country.
state. I don't know if I like the wait. I do, because all this is like implying is like it's necessary to protect and have strong borders in order to preserve the nation state. Because of course, yes,
It is important
having borders makes the nation state,
to
but I don't want the
put
nation state, so I'm not for
agreement
the
that the president
borders.
struck with the Republicans
But strongly disagree is still the
in
right
the
answer
border
here.
context.
Common sense gun
You
control
can't
is
just
a
look
good
at
idea.
agreement,
Yeah.
unto itself.
Actually, yeah, I
You
agree
have
with
to look at
that.
it
Just
in
don't
the context
disarm
of what's
people.
going on in this
Proletariat
country
should
today,
not
both
be
economically
disarmed
and
under
politically.
any pretense.
And in my
The
view,
state should have nearly
and I
zero
think
say in
I
social
speak for
and
millions
civil
and millions of
affairs, yeah.
Americans on
Because
this.
fuck the state. The state should not exist.
There is a war
Pursuit
going
of
on in
self-interest
this
is a
country.
virtue in
And I'm
society
not
rather than a
referring
flaw.
to the war in
No.
Iraq or the war in Afghanistan.
Most, if not all, criminals can be
talking about a war
rehabilitated.
being
Yeah, we
waged
should take that
by some of the wealthiest
attitude.
and most powerful people in this country
as far as
against the
applying
working families of the
like
United
criminal
States,
justice, I think.
against the disappearing and shrinking middle class.
That's
of
how you
our
make a
country.
smart political
Billionaires
criminal justice
in
system.
America are on the warpath. They want more and more and more.
Enemies of the state get what's coming to them. No. I'm an enemy of the state because I want to abolish it. So, I don't think I deserve what's coming to me. Sexuality is a social construct. I did make this a question. Based. Strongly agree. Political extremism of any flavor is misguided and not viable. No, I'm an extremist. The right to bear arms is essential, yes. Anarchy would simply be chaos and unchecked violence. Nah, that's not necessarily true. You can't make that assertion. You don't know for sure. It's not just implied in the fact that it's an anarchist society that it's going to be chaotic and violence will just break out everywhere. You don't know what would happen if we dismantled our institutions. You can't just say that. You can't speak definitively of the other side like that. Like you're talking about nothing. Like you know, like you're not even. You're trying to disprove the ideology by like cutting off at the knees what has no knees. Like you're not even. It's a straw man. Capitalism and democracy are incompatible. Yes. And our suffering is the result of their failed marriage. Military intervention in other nations should be limited to situations of genocide, and should be handled by the international community together. Strongly agree. I heard that position from Kyle Kulinski. Charity is better than welfare. No. Only like Christian conservatives think that way. The government should not provide things like housing, healthcare, education, etc. No, the government should provide those things. We should accept refugees from other countries into our own. Yes, especially when it's our fault that they're refugees. Racism and sexism are largely in the past. No. It's just not only limited to the legal dimension of society. It is important that any military action conducted obeys international law. Yeah. Corporate power is more dangerous and oppressive than government power. Yes, because the corporations own the government. An easy path to citizenship should be available for undocumented immigrants. Yes. There's no... They're not inherently dangerous, guys. It's not... Gender identity is legitimate, yes, obviously. Part of gender. All authority should be questioned, unquestionably. Yes. People are ultimately more so divided by economic class than by race, gender, or other identity categories. Yes, although I'm not a class reductionist, they are all dimensions of exploitation, necessary liberation, and oppression. Private property should ultimately be abolished. True. There's no private property in a stateless, classless society. Darwinist ideas like survival of the fittest and natural selection can be extrapolated to explain society in general. No, I'm not a social Darwinist. History is pushed forward by material conditions rather than great individuals and ideas. Obviously, yes. I am a materialist. Collective ownership of the means of production is a good idea. True. In the form of worker ownership, not state ownership. Productivity should not be sacrificed for environmental benefits. No, fuck your productivity. Productivity is a neoliberal capitalist value. It's not. It's only necessary to keep the system together. Millions of people have lost their jobs. They've lost their savings. The benefits of a police state outweigh the costs. No. I'm not a police state apologist. Citizens should not speak out against their government. Strongly disagree. First Amendment rights. The purpose of education is and ought to be to equip the population to join the workforce. No! That's what it is right now, and that's bad. That's why education right now is bad. That's why we make people stupid. They're just dumb enough to do the task. And too stupid to ask any questions. The capitalist owner class are bigger leeches than welfare queens. True.
Sorry, we
Billionaires should not exist.
because
True.
of our greed. Sorry, you're
Doesn't mean
unemployed.
exterminate them,
Sorry, you lost your
a la
house.
Hitler.
But you know what? That's
It
not really
means-
the whole point.
It means
What's
like,
important
and I'm not
is
saying
that
Hitler
the
exterminated the
iron Wall
billionaires. I'm saying he exterminated the
continue to get tens
Jews.
and millions of dollars in compensation and in bonuses that I have
I
been
mean,
part of.
like, we should construct society in a way so that billionaires won't exist.
I need 3 jet planes
Wage,
to take you
fuck
all over
me.
the world.
Wage labor
Sorry,
is a
American
pernicious
people.
form of
We've
slave
got the money,
labor.
we've
True
got the
base.
power, we've got
A
the
one-party
lobbies here
state
on
should
Wall
be
Street.
established.
Not
No.
one. That's
Again,
the world.
I'm
Get
not
used
a ML. Capitalism provides us with freedom of choice.
Livestreams. Not enough. Not enough.
No, I've literally had.
Very rich.
That's like, you have to be like a capitalist realist to believe that. Like, I've literally had like kids in my classes say shit like that. It's like, okay, dude. And this, voting with your dollar is a legitimate concept. No, no one cares if you boycott them. It's not like effective. Individual action cannot solve systemic issues.
And what happened last year is, I think most Americans know,
Yeah.
is the Supreme Court made a
Individual action cannot solve systemic issues in a society without direct democracy. True. Corporate profit is more of a thievery than taxation is.
They
True.
have the right of free speech, and they have
Climate
the right
change is not a legitimate
without
issue to
disclosure.
worry
This is
about.
the
No.
Citizens United
Again,
Supreme
no.
Court decision.
Two of the most important economic issues. I need to fix this test. Two of the most important economic issues are balancing the budget and reducing the national debt and deficit. No, you can have modern monetary theory holds that you can have as big a debt and deficit as you
Does that
need,
sound like democracy?
and
Anybody in America? They got a handful of billionaires probably dividing up the country. Oh, we'll put this amount of money into Virginia and Vermont.
it's
California,
fine if you
wherever.
control your own currency,
But that's what
and
they
we
do,
do.
so the
The
rich
dollar
get
is
rich and they don't
ours.
sit on
It's
this
not like the euro.
What they then do is use it to elect people who support
Wealth
them,
redistribution is a
unelect people
necessity,
who oppose their agenda,
obviously.
and they use
Again,
their
a blank
political
one.
power
Money should be taken
and
out of politics, yes.
legislation
Alright,
passed, which makes the
results
wealthy
time.
even wealthier.
Anarcho-communist, 98.81% match. Libertarian socialist, which is what I
One
used
of
to
the
call myself,
manifestations of that is, in fact,
in eras
the
past,
agreement between
94.62% match. Democratic socialist,
the
which I
wealthy
probably was
contribute
before I
huge
was a
sums of money
libertarian
into
socialist.
campaign.
92.73% match.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was literally my track. I was a DemSoc, and then a LibSoc, and then an ANCOM.
Huge tax breaks that benefit themselves.
Anarcho-nihilist, which is just like an ideology, a label I kind of came up with for like anarchists who
As I
aren't
mentioned earlier,
on the right or the
we should
left,
understand that this
and are kind of
legislation, this agreement, is really just the
independents,
beginning
and
of
are
an
sort of
assault
just like egoists
on
or
legislation
mutualists
and
or something.
programs that have benefited the American people for 70
Social
and 80
Democrat.
years. Mark my words.
Social
There will
liberal.
be intensive
Pretty big
effort
match with them as well. This is,
privatize
see,
Social Security
this,
and Medicare and Medicaid.
I would say this even.
Furthermore, as part of the Republican agenda, they
Or
want to
no, fuck the
expand-
libertarians and the
It's not
communists,
only
but
Republicans here, I must say,
social
Democrats as
liberal.
well. They
The
want
lib,
to expand
yes, the social
disastrous
liberals, yes.
trade policies so that large companies in this country
And all these people,
can
this is the
continue
coalition
their
that I
efforts to
want.
outsource American
You know,
jobs
like these are the
to
people
China
I
and
want
other
working
trades.
together in the left. Like this is what I consider the
I
left.
think any
Right here.
objective analysis of our trade policies have shown that it has been a grotesque failure for ordinary Americans. Hard to calculate exactly, but I think it is fair to say that we have lost millions of decent paying jobs.
And then
During
yeah,
the Bush years alone,
apparently I had like such a
48,000
little
factories in this country
alignment
shut
with
down.
actual
It went
fascists
from
that
19
I don't even
million
get
manufacturing
a
jobs
score on the
to 12 million
or
manufacturing
tradcons that
jobs.
I don't even
And in this
I don't even
country,
get a
historically,
score for that on here.
manufacturing jobs were the backbone of the working class of this country. That's how people made it into the
But
middle
yeah,
class.
you can be an
That's how
ANCOM,
they
a
had decent
neoliberal,
healthcare benefits, decent pensions.
which I had
We're seeing
37.8%
those
match
jobs
with.
disappear because corporate America was the
Social
first
liberal,
business in
classical liberal, which I didn't.
I
Oh,
returned from a trip to Vietnam last year. Beautiful
32.34%.
country. People there work for 25, 30 cents an hour.
An ANCAP, a right-wing libertarian, a tradcon, fascist. The reason why my right-wing libertarian agreement is 52.81, like I agree with half of them, is because I'm that libertarian, number one, and number two, because I'm pro-gun. So that just kind of makes that happen.
Are American workers going to be able to compete against desperate people
but yeah.
who make 23 cents an hour?
You can be a fascist, a tradcon, totalitarian communist, who I agreed with 62.59% of the time. Authoritarian leftist, who were 50, like half the time as well. Because I'm just that much of a leftist. Centrist, did I even agree? Yeah, 10.76%.
Results of our disastrous trade policies is that in many
Narco-nihilist, sock dems.
I believe
You can be a
that in
dem
the
sock, a
coming months,
neocon, a
you're gonna
libertarian
see
socialist,
an
or an
intensification
eco-fascist, who I agree with
of
10.44% of the time.
unfettered free
Alright,
trade. I think that will be
that's
a
my
continuation
fucking
of
quiz,
disastrous policy
dude.
for American workers.